Student loans are a big business. The US has amassed over $1.7 trillion in outstanding student debt. Until recently, it was the largest non-housing debt for more than a decade.
The first time it broke $1 trillion was back in 2012, and that's when it caught all the media attention.
We've seen a big growth in the cost of education over the past 10 or 20 years, and this has really showed up in the student loans outstanding.
But while more than 43 million Americans are currently holding student debt, many are unaware of what exactly happens with their loans.
I think it would be pretty difficult for the average American to try to track where their loan actually resides.
There exists a market where billions of dollars worth of student loans are packaged and sold as assets known as slabs to some of the biggest investors in America.
Very similar to the 2008 housing crisis, like a tidal wave that's coming, because I'm like, okay, well, if all these kids are locked up in student loan debt and their parents are now like double strapped and their grandparents are tapped out too. One of the biggest groups that's taking out student loans is actually grandparents, because they've tapped the parents out, they've tapped the kids out, and they're going back for the grandparents. So you've got multiple loans and you got multiple generations mortgaged to these papers that have negative ROI for a lot of them. And we're completely unnecessary and we're taken out far too early. It is creating and is going to create a crisis of that 2008 recession, I believe. Because you look at, they have the slabs, the student loan asset-backed securities, which is exactly like the mortgage loan, like the mortgage crisis, where they had the tranches and they were all rated AAA. Did you know that?
So they're bundling those student loans and then selling those off?
Yeah. Yep. There's an entire securities market built on that. And the thing is, with the housing crisis, at least the mortgages, there was an asset to be seized. Right? There was a house. Even if it was a worthless house, it was at least a house that the bank could sell, that could seize. There's nothing. There's nothing backing these loans but labor. That's it. It's the labor of the people who took them out. So it's backed by nothing. There's nothing to seize except for the labor of the people, the earnings of the people who took the loans out. Because you'll see, like, Discover will sell like a bundle of loans, so people will pay like billions of dollars more than they're worth, because they know, because the loans are bankruptcy exempt because of the Higher Education Act, that they can hunt those people to the ends of the earth and they're going to have to pay it. It's crazy and nobody sees it.
You want to know what's so funny? I posted a video the other day talking about the fact that I'm 26 years old and I'm in $95,487.73 worth of debt, majority of that being student loans. And the response from people is just absolutely wild. And I'm sitting here responding to comments of people shaming me, and they're trying to wonder how it even got to this point. They're trying to put me down, saying I'm never going to pay it off. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I went to school, did what I had to do to become a nurse to help people. And people were shaming me for doing that. I went to school to get a career where I can better people's lives, save lives, and I'm being shamed for the way that I had to do it. I put myself in a financial burden to go get a degree, to help people, to save lives, to better people's lives, and I'm being shamed for the way that I had to do it because I didn't have mommy and daddy paying for my college. I had to take out student loans. You don't even realize how bad student loans can get, because in the moment when tuition is due, all you're thinking about is making that tuition date and paying the tuition. So you just sign. That's how it gets to where it is. You just sign because you have to do what you have to do in that moment in order to accomplish your goals. And that's what I did. And I'm being shamed for that. Y'all are shaming a nurse, okay, for doing what she had to do in order to help people. That's crazy.
Everyone's always like, Brenda, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing a full-time job and posting on TikTok all the dang time? It's because I have $78,327 in student loans. And you want to know how much unpaid interest I accrued in the month of February? $523.93. And this is me paying at least a minimum of $2,000 per month. Started with a little bit over $150-something thousand because I had the bright idea of going to grad school so that I can graduate in a healthcare job to help people, but not get paid enough for the amount of student loans I had to take out. Now, my fault, I went to a private university, but still, it shouldn't be this hard to pay off student loan. But based on my PT salary alone, there is absolutely no way that I could pay this much with just that salary alone and live a breathable, decent life. Make it make sense?
Nothing's new, 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 nothing's new.
consequences of my own actions.
Just found out that my estimated student loan debt payoff is in the year 2049. 2049. 2049. Do I have my fiance start planning my funeral today or tomorrow?
I'm in my second year of medical school, and this is my current student debt, $191,000, and it literally goes up by hundreds every single day.
And I currently have $8 in my bank account. It's like about $100,000 a year. And I think just right now in my mind, it's not real money, because if I think of it that way, then I'm just gonna freak out every single day. So I honestly try not to think about it as much as I can and just trust that I'll be able to pay it off one day. I also know there are a lot of like programs that you can enroll in now to try to help alleviate that debt, but I just think it's outrageous how we're paying them to do service jobs that so little people want to do. And this is the reason why they don't want to do them, because like you get into your career and then you have $500,000 of debt. Mind you, I'm going to accrue more than 200,000 by the end of this. It's like I'm paying to give up so many years of my life to work for free, to help other people who need it, to go to underserved areas. Like I'm paying you to do that. If anything, there should just be no payment at all. But I'm like just trying not to stress about it, because if I think about it, then I'm just gonna freak out. So yeah.